The cold wind howled through the dark alleys of New York City, rustling the few scraps of cardboard that 12-year-old Liam had managed to gather as his makeshift bed. His fingers, stiff from the winter chill, clutched the worn-out hoodie that barely shielded him from the icy air. He had lived on the streets for as long as he could remember, surviving on scraps and the kindness of strangers. But deep inside, he always had this strange feeling, like he was meant for something more. He had no memory of his parents, no knowledge of where he came from. All he had was a torn photograph of a baby, his baby self, held by a woman whose face had been ripped from the picture. What Liam didn't know was that across the city, in a penthouse overlooking Central Park, another boy, his twin, slept in a warm bed, unaware of his existence. One fateful afternoon, as Liam searched through a dumpster for food, he heard the sound of laughter. He turned to see a boy, around his age, stepping out of a luxury black car. Dressed in a designer jacket, the boy's bright blue eyes and auburn hair mirrored Liam's own. Liam froze. It was like looking into a mirror. The boy noticed him and stopped in his tracks. His smile faded. "Whoa, you look just like me." Liam's heart pounded. "Who are you?" "I'm Oliver," the boy said, still staring at him in shock. For a moment, neither spoke. The resemblance was undeniable. Then Oliver's driver called for him. Without another word, Oliver turned and hurried away, leaving Liam standing there, his mind racing. Who was this boy? And why did he look exactly like him? That night, Liam couldn't stop thinking about Oliver. Determined to find answers, he followed the luxury car the next day, sneaking into an upscale neighborhood. He watched from a distance as Oliver entered a mansion. The sight of the lavish home, the expensive cars, and the butlers stirred something in Liam. Anger, confusion, jealousy. How could someone who looked just like him live in such wealth while he barely had enough to eat? Liam needed answers, and he was going to get them. Days passed. Liam kept watching Oliver from afar, gathering the courage to confront him again. Finally, one evening, as Oliver left his house alone, Liam stepped into his path. "You owe me an explanation," Liam said, his voice firm. Oliver hesitated but then nodded. "Meet me in the park tomorrow." The next day, they sat on a bench, facing each other. Oliver pulled out his phone and searched through his family photos. Then, he stopped at a picture of his parents holding a baby in a hospital room. Next to them, a nurse held another baby. "There were two of us," Oliver said, his voice shaking. I think we were twins." Liam's breath caught. "Then where have I been all my life?" Oliver shook his head. "I don't know, but we have to find out." Determined to uncover the truth, Oliver hacked into his father's old emails. What they found shocked them. Years ago, the wealthy Montgomery family had twins, but one baby had health complications. Fearing that a sick child would tarnish their perfect image, Oliver's father had arranged to have the weaker twin, Liam, given up for adoption. But something went wrong. The adoption fell through, and instead of ensuring Liam had a good home, the arrangement left him abandoned on the streets. Oliver's stomach twisted. "My parents, they did this?" Liam clenched his fists. "They threw me away like garbage." Rage burned inside him. He had suffered while his twin had everything handed to him. Oliver felt guilty. He had to make things right. "Come to my house, just for one night. You deserve to know what life should have been like." Liam hesitated, but eventually he agreed. Dressed in Oliver's spare clothes, he walked through the grand entrance of the Montgomery mansion. Chandeliers gleamed above him, and the scent of fresh-baked bread filled the air. For the first time, he felt warmth, safety. But then, a voice echoed through the hallway. "Oliver, who is this?" Their mother, Charlotte Montgomery, stood at the top of the stairs, her expression turning pale as she locked eyes with Liam. Her hands trembled. "You," she whispered. Liam stepped forward. "You left me." Her lips parted, but before she could answer, footsteps thundered from behind. Their father, Richard Montgomery, appeared, his face darkening as he realized what was happening. Oliver stood protectively beside Liam. You lied to me my whole life. Richard's face turned red. You don't understand. No, Liam's voice cracked. You don't get to justify it. You let me suffer while my own twin lived in luxury. Their father inhaled sharply, his face full of anger and fear. You don't belong here. Leave before you ruin everything. Liam's heart sank. He had held on to a sliver of hope that maybe, just maybe, they had regretted abandoning him. But now he saw the truth. They had never wanted him. Oliver, furious with his parents, made a decision. If Liam's not welcome here, then neither am I. Charlotte gasped. Oliver, don't be ridiculous. Number? I'm done. He turned to Liam. Come with me. Liam hesitated. Where? Away. We'll figure it out together. And so, the twins left. Oliver withdrew money from his trust fund and booked a hotel room. That night, they talked for hours, making plans for the future. Oliver vowed to make sure Liam never had to sleep on the streets again. Liam, though still angry, felt something he hadn't felt in years. Hope. Years later, Liam and Oliver stood on stage, addressing a packed auditorium. Behind them, a banner read, Montgomery Brothers Foundation, giving every child a second chance. They had built something remarkable, a charity dedicated to helping homeless youth find shelter, education, and opportunity. Their parents had lost everything, their wealth, their status, their family name. Meanwhile, the twin they had abandoned had risen beyond their expectations. As Liam looked out into the crowd, he spotted a young boy sitting alone, his clothes tattered, his eyes full of uncertainty. He stepped down, walked over, and knelt beside him. What's your name? Liam asked gently. The boy hesitated. Ethan. Liam smiled. Ethan, how about we change your life today? As the crowd erupted in applause, Liam knew that his painful past had led him here, for a reason. Because smart decisions change destinies. If you want more powerful stories like this, subscribe now and turn on the bell icon.